asleep. Maybe in your private area. We don't know what happened when we were asleep. The Prophet ﷺ said, wash your hands 3 times before you enter into the ina'ah. Then he washed his hands, then he did the madmada. He gargled with his mouth 3 times, similarly at the same time with his nose. And many brothers don't know this, and this is the sunnah. So when you're washing your hand, you grab the water with your hand, and you do the madmada, same time you do your nose. Now with 2 different handfuls. At the same time the Prophet ﷺ did it. So when you're washing the faucet, you wash your hands, you grab a little bit of water with your hand, right hand, and you do a madmada. The little bit of water left, you do a istinshaq and istinthar. You inhale and you exhale. The same thing with your nose. And then the Prophet ﷺ washed his face. And the face, not just the forehead and the rounded area, he has to be all the way to your sides of the ears, right and left. And if you have a beard, which you must have a beard, is that you wash you put the water, he put the water in his beard and he scrubbed his beard, so the water can touch the skin. So the water can touch the skin. And then after the face, you wash his hand until the marafiq. And many brothers, they miss the elbow area. Don't miss the elbow. Prophet said, وَيْلٌ لِلْأَعْقَابِ مِنَ النَّارِ. Warning to the ones who miss the areas that are not washed. They are not washed enough from hellfire. They'll be in hellfire. Don't take it the hadith. Take Allah to protect us from hellfire. That's the completeness of the wudu, is that your entire jild and skin, the water must touch it. The water must touch it. All the way to your elbows. And Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, he used to say, if the Spirit of Allah wants the light to extend on him in Yawm al-Qiyamah, he should extend the area of washing his body. Meaning you wash more skin up here, you should wash all the way here, Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. Only Abu Hurairah, but that's his ijtihad. Or you don't have to. As long as you wash your elbow, make sure your water touch all the way to your elbow and skin, and all the way the area to up here. Not just here and you miss the elbow. Do not make sure the water touches your elbow. Obviously you start with the right, then the left. The Prophet ﷺ, he did it 1 time, he washed twice, and he washed thrice, 3 times. So the first one is mandatory, the second one is a mustahab, and the third one is optional. And the more you do it, the more Allah will reward you. The more Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards you. After that, you do masah al-ra's. You wipe your head. You don't wash. You wipe. You don't grab water and you're not taking a shower. You're making wudu. That's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَامْسَحُوا بِرُؤُوسِكُمْ. وَامْسَحُوا بِرُؤُوسِكُمْ. Wipe your head back from the forehead here all the way back to your back neck, and then go back again to your forehead. Go back again to your, that's masah al-ra's. So the Prophet ﷺ, and this is what Ali, he saw the Prophet ﷺ and Uthman and Zayd, most of the Sahaba. And then, at the same time, your ears. At the same time with your head, back and forth, same time with your ears, with these fingers, pointy fingers. You wash around the ear, then with your thumb, back ear. The thumb with your back ear. With the fingers, these fingers, the sababa, you wash it inside the ears, and then you do the back of your ears. And this is sunnah. And then obviously your feet. Your feet, in the Hanafi madhab, you don't have to scrub. But in the Malikis, Hanbali, Shafi, you scrub your feet. And the Prophet ﷺ scribed, but as long as the water touches your feet, that's enough. It is a sunnah extra reward to scrub between your fingers. To scrub between your fingers, similarly with your ear. And Imam Malik, he used to be very strict about that. So this is how to perform the wudu. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying here, and the wasiya also to Laqman, and he said, Aqim as-salah. Establish the salat. Now establishing the salat, as I said, it has requirements. It has the washing, right? You have to wash, you have to be clean. And also the wudu, as I explained to you. And also the niyyah. The niyyah, we cannot forget the niyyah. Now, alhamdulillah, at 11 o'clock today, we had the niyyah to come to Jumu'ah. That's enough. We had the niyyah. That's the niyyah. You intend to come to Jumu'ah. Alhamdulillah, that's your niyyah. I have my niyyah now to fast Ramadan next year. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts your niyyah. I have the niyyah, inshallah, to go to Umrah in Ramadan. Allah will reward you with your niyyah. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillah for Islam. Allah will reward you that you're going to give sadaqah even though you cannot give it. Even though you cannot give it. Even more, alhamdulillah, rewarding than that. The Prophet ﷺ said that al-abd, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's slave, he gave him money and he gave him knowledge. Right? This is the best type of abd. The one who Allah blessed him with money and he blessed him with knowledge. Very, very extremely rare. Extremely rare. Allah has blessed him with wealth and also the Islamic knowledge, Quran and Sunnah. And the Prophet ﷺ says that the one who doesn't have those two, but he wish, and he wish that he wants to have these two blessings. So he can do better than what the other brother is doing by spreading his knowledge, giving da'wah, and by spreading his money and sharing his money and his wealth, fi sabilillah, for sadaqah. Even though I don't have anything, but I wish to be like that brother. Allah will reward them both the same. So the Prophet ﷺ is saying, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he says the truth. So with our niyyah, with our good heart, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward us. With our niyyah and ikhlas, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهِ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ وَذَلِكَ دِينُ الْقَيِّمَةِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا أُمِرُوا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded them, us, to worship Allah alone, not to commit shirk. مُخْلِصِينَ. Ikhlas, sincerity. Good niyyah. مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ. Sincere every deen. Everything in deen must be sincere with ikhlas and niyyah. So Allah will show the barakat. Allah will show the blessings. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you barakah in your rizq and your health also, and in your family also, and in your children. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bestow his barakat and blessings upon the Muslims all over the world. Astaghfirullah inna wa la ilaha. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. والصلاة والسلام على محمد الأمين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. So my dear brothers and sisters, the wudu, the niyyah, for you to establish the salah, aqim salah, also clothing. How to perform the wudu, how you have to have the niyyah, you have to have the niyyah before you go to prayer. You want to perform, for example, the Isha prayer in the masjid. When you leave your home, you make wudu in your home and you come into the masjid to perform the Isha prayer. Or Fajr prayer, anyway. You already have the niyyah. Have a niyyah, your intention to do something. Your intention to buy something. Your intention to do something. Your intention to say something. That's what the niyyah is. The niyyah goes by the heart. The niyyah goes in our heart, obviously. أبني أقم الصلاة. Also clothing. The ulama say clothing, ستر العورة. In the fiqh we call it ستر العورة. That you are covering your awrah. Preferably and bestly the thawb. That's how the Prophet ﷺ was making salah. With thawbs, long garments. Because you're covering your awrah. Because if you're wearing pants, you're making sujood, somebody behind you can see. But if it's big and wasa, your shirt, long shirt, and also a pants that is wide, it's okay, inshallah. For the sisters, obviously, is known. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has telling them what to wear in the Quran, the jilbab, long garments. And something the ulama say cannot be tight. Obviously, so the awrah can be munkashifa. And there is a ikhtilaf between the ulama and the scholars that can I pray in one thawb, wearing nothing underneath it. Nothing underneath. Some of the Sahaba did. But they were needy. Some of the Sahaba, Allah, they only owned one thawb. One thawb. One Sahaba, he owned one thawb. And Umar radiallahu anhu, he used to wash his thawb and make it to dry in the sun and wait. And he used to wear it back and goes for Jumu'ah. This is Umar, the leader of the believer. Amir al-Mu'minin radiallahu anhu. He used to be the leader all the way from Egypt to Iraq to Medina in his time. That's what he was doing. And he had 11 raqa in his tomb. 11 cuts that he sewed with his own hand. And a story about one Sahabi, the Prophet was in the masjid. One of the sisters, she came to him and she said, "Oh Rasulullah, I want to offer myself to you." She wants to marry the Prophet. The Prophet, he looked at her and he put his vision down, and he didn't answer. One of the narrations he said that I don't want any more wife right now. One of the narration he says that I don't want to get married again. One of the narrations, he didn't want to harm her feelings. He didn't want to say, "No, I don't like you," or "I don't want you." He kept quiet. And one of the Sahaba, he stood up and he said, "Oh Rasulullah, marry me to her. Rasulullah, marry me to her. I want to get married." He was single. Prophet obviously, as he told him, and this is one of the mandatories, is a dowry. The sadaq. We call it sadaq or mahr. Same thing, sadaq or mahr. So the Prophet he told him, "What do you have to offer for her?" So he said, "Oh Rasulullah, I'm the poorest man in Medina." He said, you don't even have a ring made of iron?" He said, "Oh Rasulullah, I'm the poorest man in Medina." He said, "You don't even have one garment to offer for her?" He said, "Oh Rasulullah, this is the only garment I'm wearing. That's the only one I own." The Prophet he told him, "You don't have any dates in your home?" He said, "Oh Rasulullah, I'm the poorest man in Medina. I don't have any dates in my home." Prophet he told him, "How much Quran do you have?" He said, "I know this surah, I know this surah, I know this surah." The Prophet said, "Go and teach her those surahs. That's your mahr to her, that's the dowry of her." And the Bukhari, radiallahu anhu, rahimahullah, he said in his Bukhari in his Sahih, somebody has taken from me, I don't know who took my Bukhari from here. Bukhari said, "No, inshallah, they're reading it and they're benefiting themselves, alhamdulillah, it's okay. I'll buy another one, inshallah." But the Bukhari said, "Bab ta'aleem al-Quran mahr." You know, Bukhari, when he writes his book, he writes door. Door means a title. Bab. Like bab, door, meaning a title. Like, this is what the Quran means for this. This is what the Fuqaha say. Bab, the door that the Quran, it can be a dowry. Obviously, if the sister wants to. If there is a pious sister, mashallah, full of iman, alhamdulillah, she will say, "Yes, alhamdulillah, my husband, inshallah, will teach me the Quran. I will marry him if he teaches me the Quran." But she can ask for dowry. If she wants a ring, alhamdulillah. If she wants a necklace, alhamdulillah. If she wants money, alhamdulillah. It depends on the sister. But if she wants the Quran, somebody who's teaching her the deen, which is what the Prophet said, if a man comes to your home with the deen, marry him. Otherwise, there will be fitna and fasad. The Prophet said, if a man comes to your house and asking for your daughter, and he's upon the deen, he's upon the aqidah, he's upon the sunnah and fiqh and understanding of the deen, because the one with the understanding of the deen, he will not harm your daughter. You will know Allah, he will not harm your daughter. But the one with money, and with the jah and the status, he can do anything with your daughter. Whether he can go do whatever he wants to do, if he has money, alhamdulillah, take it or not. But the one with the deen is the one who's going to make your daughter happy. The one with the deen and money, obviously, alhamdulillah. It's even better. The deen and money is even better. First, we ask Allah to give us understanding, to Allah to give us faith in the deen, we ask Allah to forgive us and to accept from us our a'mal. Time go very fast, but inshallah we'll continue next week, inshallah. So, by establishing the salah, we learned that we have to perform good wudu, proper type of wudu. We have to perform, we have to have the niyyah, we have to have the clothing, and obviously face the qibla. And obviously, the makan, the area has to be pure. Make sure you pray in an area where it's clean, that the sun has touched. Okay, or you clean it with water. Alhamdulillah, obviously you can pray. We pray in the masjid also. Let's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from us. Allah to give us more faith. Allah to give us هديت وعافنا فيما عافيت وغننا فيما توليت وبارك فيما أعطيت وقنا واصرف عنا سوء وشر ما قضيت. اللهم نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. اللهم نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. اللهم نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك وصرف قلوبنا على طاعتك. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك ربنا من الهم والحزن ومن العجز والكسل ومن البخل والجبن